Hi, my name is ZecOps, and I'm the founder and CEO of ZecOps. Before ZecOps, basically I was in the Israel Defense Force as a security researcher. Then I joined Samsung, where I published the first technique on how to hack ARM-based devices with XN protection at DEF CON and Black Hat. And then about a week after, I started a company called Zimperium, which is the leading mobile threat defense solution today, where I'm still chairman of the board today. At ZecOps, we started 10 months ago. I started together with my wife. Did you ever wonder what companies do with all those blocked attacks and quarantine files? Let me answer that for you. Nothing, or at least most of them. These are real statistics and information gathered from CISOs of Fortune 100 companies. There are many more examples, but this can give you an insight on what's going on today. And the main reason for why incidents are not getting investigated is because SOC is a cost center. And it's really important to realize that. We fix that through automation. But first, before we dive into our solution, why is it even important to analyze blocked attacks and quarantine files? Let's take an example when the attack is originated by your own users. So let's say the user is entering malware.com, downloading malware.exe, and then the fancy antivirus solution simply block the file and quarantine it. Then, now what? Well, in that case, you shouldn't do anything because the user initiated the action. But in case the user didn't initiate the action, then you should ask yourself a few questions. Was it a Trojan, maybe an exploit, or even lateral movement? That's where you should really investigate what's going on in the network. What ZecOps does is essentially turning inbound attacks into internal threat intelligence. And we do that by automating threat analysis and incident response. We step in multiple phases. We help with the analysis, investigation, and even the disinfection. And it helps from anyone, from amateur attackers to APTs. And we also enable the IT and the junior analysts to act as security experts. We provide them with all the tools and capabilities in order to do full disinfection on their own. And we're very proud that we already detected APT attacks in the wild. This is one of our success stories. So we had a ransomware on one of the servers of our customers. And they also had a backup. So most organizations would simply flash the backup and move on. But they wanted to figure out how it got there. They were concerned that it maybe originated from one of their offshore development team. So ZecOps ATA quickly found that the attack originated from remote desktop brute force, and the source of the attack was another company-owned IP. When we checked the second server, we found that the same attack happened, but from the internet, meaning that the attacker is external to the organization. And they also planted 4 Trojans and 1 crypto miner. So let's say the antivirus blocked 3 of them, the server would still have been infected. So we generated internal TI and shared it with the existing network controls and security controls for full disinfection of that organization. So let's take an example where we upload either quarantine files or in this case DNS log. So these are real DNS logs that we have seen in the wild. And we can analyze tens of millions of rows in a matter of minutes. Most security solutions simply stop at that point when they find security threat originated from DNS, let's say a malware communicating from one of the servers. But we think that's a bad move. You shouldn't let the malware know that you're detecting it. What you should do is you should catch the payload, understand what the attackers do, what the threat actor in your network is doing, and then disinfect the entire organization from the threat actor by knowing what's their persistence mechanisms, what they do in your network, etc. So we actually provide them the tools to do that. And in this case, you can simply type a script in the terminal to do that. What it does, it extracts the payload of the malware, and then we load it back into the system. We can also do that automatically. And then fully understand what the malware is doing, instead of simply, again, just blocking it in the router. That's really bad. Shortly after, we see all the indicators and things that we can share with other security controls and network controls, which allows the organization to protect from that particular threat actor. Not only that, we also label what's normal and what's not normal, because in many cases, malware also communicates with normal domains like Microsoft, Google, etc. So you don't want to add that as a TI because that would make a lot of false positives. And then we share it with existing controls with known formats like Stix and Taxi. Company was founded July 2017. We have 14 employees, Delaware Incorporated. We have agentless solution, and we raised about $2.15 million in funding. Thank you.